Well, we'll continue on for now and see if anything happens in regards to switching games. God, just a soul-crushing defeat. Last year we won the Birmingham Bowl, so we got the butts out trophy. We'll find out who won the national title. We'll move into the off season, but I am just so sad right now. I'm so bummed. That genuinely could have been a season where we won the national title and we lost to Rutgers in the Rose Bowl. God. But we have to move on. We have to move forward. It has still been a tremendous couple of seasons for us. We should still be championship level competitors. We do have some new record holders. Edward Kenway, 72 receptions in a season, passing William Henry Harrison. Armor Abs Krabs breaks a long-standing record for sacks in a school career with 30, taking out Andy Person. And that's it, actually. Only 2 new records. Okay. Your national title winner. Fresno State wins the national title, beating Wisconsin 27-20. An undefeated season for Fresno State. Well, my night just got worse. My night just got worse. We will finish the season ranked number 9 following the loss. Syracuse finishes at number 2. We have advanced from a 5-star program. We went from 3 to 1 and now up to a 5-star program. So I don't have the mod. No, again, I've had difficulty installing it. So, and again, obviously the end of season changes. So they were 1, or yeah, they were 1. Wisconsin was 2 last week. So an amazing season. As you can see, Rocket led the league in passing, led the nation in passing. We are about to say goodbye to some of our boys. 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. Rough start to the season for him. Ocean Gate, again, the runner-up for the Heisman, 1,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 126 broken tackles. Just outrageous. And over 1,000 yards for Kenway as a senior, 6 touchdowns. Although Torpedo Dingy led the way with 7. Wow. Defensively, 100 tackles for Lemmy Dry DeBoat. The tackle for loss leader was oh no, oh god, oh shit, oh fuck. He was tied for the sack lead with Armor Abs Krabs. They each had 10. The pick leader with 2 apiece. Not a Boulder, Is a Rock, Forrest Gump, and I Drop. And then kicking is always slow to load, and I'm always afraid it's going to glitch, but we'll look at career stats in a minute for those that we are about to lose, because we are about to lose quite a few seniors. 11-3, a conference championship, a very good season, but they left a lot on the table in 2019. There's no other way to put it. It could have been so much better. It could have been so much better. But you see the first 4 seasons here of White Fat Rock took over after the first 3 seasons for our original head coach, Peter Griffin, resulted in him getting fired. It's the first year we didn't get upward trajectory in some ways. Crash Andrews, take it easy, handsome. We'll see you later. We hope you're well. I know you're a tired man from being a dad. We'll talk to you tomorrow at some point, I hope. Let's get the bad news here while we're already feeling down and blue, down in the dumps. Let's see if it gets any worse. In terms of coaching changes really quickly, has there been any change to our staff? I hope not. Fuck. We have lost our previous offensive coordinator, and Sean Lewis is the new one. There goes the offensive coordinator. Not great. Not great. I always forget where the hell Syracuse is. I know Bama didn't have a certain retired head coach. Syracuse isn't here. Where the fuck is Syracuse? Why can I never remember where the hell they are? Pac-12. There we go. Peter Griffin left. I don't know where to, but he was not there on Syracuse this year. Interesting. Interesting. Bobby Petrino, the OC in Miami. Giano in NC State. Mike Shanahan's the new offensive coordinator at Pitt. I'm trying to find out where our coordinator went. I haven't seen him so far. Fickle! Sorry. Let's see. Do we know where our now former coordinator Mr. Looney Jr. ended up? At the moment, we don't. No idea where the hell that guy went. I don't know where he is or where Peter Griffin is at this point. Mountain West. Not there either. I mean, it said he left. Dickard! It said he left for a new job, but he did. He becomes the head coach at Arkansas. I mean, he left for a head coaching job. I can't blame him too much. It still sucks for us. Jimbo Fisher, head coach at A&M. Okay. I still don't know where the hell Peter Griffin ended up. I don't know if he ended up anywhere. Shout out to, I thought that was going to be Chip Kelly as the defensive coordinator, which is fucking hilarious, but yeah, I don't know where Griffin is at this point. In terms of players leaving, at quarterback, Red Rocket, who graduates, finishes with 39 passing touchdowns. Big shout out to the real AF2 on the raid. How's it going? Thank you very much for the raid. How'd the stream play out for you? NCAA, I'd imagine? Indeed. Let me know what you're up to. I'm always intrigued to know what teams people are using. I saw How Do I Intercept. We'll talk about it in a minute because it's not guaranteed. A solid career overall for Red Rocket. Not the best quarterback in the world, not the worst. Yeah. I wish he showed up a little bit more in his final bowl game, but that's okay. At running back, the Heisman runner-up, Ocean Gate Submarine, goes pro. Projected as a 6th-round pick. He finishes with 2 seasons worth of play, because again, he was a junior transfer. 29 touchdowns, 2,100 yards in 2 seasons. Ungodly. One of the best players I think I've ever had in the Dynasty. He is insane. At wideout, our first ever first-round projection. Wideout Donnie Jepp. As I'll let you guys get a full look at the numbers there. Year 4 at Pitt, 3-time natty. Damn, that's a quick turnaround though for Pitt to win the national title. 3 games or 3 years already. Do you play every game? Simming-wise, that would be insane. But Donnie Jep goes pro. There you go. Whoops.
No touching.
I wish I could say no touching to the pro teams. Edward Kenway. Only one season worth of info, but he had over 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 72 receptions to set the single season record. So he is gone. And Captain We're Sinking is also gone. 9 total touchdowns. I know it's blocked by the webcam. 1,200 yards on 63 receptions over 4 years. Sox is the 8th dwarf. Our tight end also graduates. Had just 18 receptions in 3 years with 2 touchdowns. So clearly we don't really utilize tight ends as receiving options. On the O-line, hear me out. Pride of Saginaw, South Michigan. Left guard, Kyle Sackrider. His losses are adding up. Play all the games, Heisman Customs. Oh, damn. Good shit regardless, though. Good shit regardless. Because, I mean, Pitt doesn't start off with that good of a team. So. Right guard, what's a pass? Also graduates. Defensively, another first-round projected player, Armor Abs Crabs. And what a player he is. A 2-time Lombardi winner. Almost 300 career tackles. 30 career sacks in 4 seasons worth of play for Armor Abs Crabs. At defensive tackle, Numb Legs the second goes pro. 4th round projected pick. For Numb Legs, 15 career sacks, 137 tackles. For Numb Legs the second, broken wheelchairs player. We also lose to graduation. Toogie is Lames. With 96 career tackles, 10 career sacks in 3 seasons worth of play. Then, linebacker, how do I intercept? The lone freshman out of a lot of players that we redshirted that could have easily asked to transfer out. If he is the only sacrifice, then we won in a major way. We'll see if we can get him to stay instead of going to Memphis. But this is huge that he is the only guy that requested a transfer. Absolutely huge. I'll tell him that he'll play. And he's going to leave anyway. So we do lose a freshman linebacker. We brought in a couple linebackers, so we should be okay. Again, we could have lost so much more talent. So how do I intercept is gone to Memphis. On the right, our third first-round projected player. It's King Toogie the fourth. 274 career tackles, 18 sacks, 2 picks. An absolute monster. Won the butt kiss this year. Forced a safety in his career as well. We say goodbye to the King. We also say goodbye to Precious White. To graduation. Really only got to play this year. 67 career tackles with 3 sacks. Forced a fumble, though, last year. Figure that one out. At corner, Jackson Flaxen Waxen. 101 career tackles, only 1 career interception, and 11 deflections. We also say goodbye to Russ Shanspy. Another graduate, 187 career tackles, 3 sacks, 6 picks, and 18 deflections over 4 years. And that's that. So we are losing a lot. A lot. That might have been our best chance. And we not only did we not win the Natty, we didn't even win our frickin' Rose Bowl game against Rutgers. That's going to be tough to overcome. We will see if anybody joins up through the transfer portal. But before that, the draft results. Where Jep, Toogie the fourth, and Krabs all went in the first round. Numb Legs and Ocean Gate all go pro. Good job, gentlemen. Good job. We'll get some XP for having 3 first-rounders as well. And, well, we have a transfer He's just not very good. 54 rated freshman defensive tackle Mark Brown from Arkansas. I will take him for the moment, but odds are he doesn't make the team. But we'll take him for the moment for the sake of numbers. But yeah, name him diversity hire. We are down to the wire in terms of recruiting. Did I actually have an extra coaching point? I don't remember. I don't think I do. It would have shown it, right? Yeah, we don't have any upgrades. The good news is our new defensive coordinator is actually pretty good. Sean Lewis is about in line with what we had. So we go to recruiting. We have to double check whether or not there's anybody really, really good that is still not committed anywhere. There was Brandon Barron, but we don't need him. We have any other 4 stars, maybe even a last second 5-star that we could steal away. Otherwise, it's looking like 3s. And indeed, it is just a whole lot of 3 stars. Another 4-star quarterback. We do not need another quarterback. It'd be a waste of points. Yeah, it's not looking good. Looking good at all. Okay. Do we have anything else in terms of team needs? A wide receiver, which we do technically have. A tight end, which we do not have. A member of the O-line, which we do have. So wide receiver, tight end, and 2 linebackers. That's not good. Wide receiver, tight end, 2 linebackers. Okay. We can't really afford to go after anybody else. So we won't put points on Brown if we get him, whatever. We won't put points on Smith if we get him, whatever. Anderson could count as a tight end. We are way back for James Sanders. It's probably not even worth fighting for James Sanders. I'd have to use so many points. We don't currently have a wide receiver listed. Were one of these athletes good enough to be a wide receiver? Yes. So Dan Rogers probably ends up being a wideout instead of a quarterback. He has 85 throw power. I know it's cut off. He'd be an insane quarterback. He probably ends up being the wideout that we need. So it's tight end. It was tight end and linebacker then. For team needs if we eliminate wideout. Oh, okay. Those will be our focuses then. Looking at tight end and linebacker. I mean, focusing on Powell and Brown would be the smartest moves. I think that's what we're going to do. I'm not even going to bother with Sanders. We're so far back. We're just so far back. Okay. We do have some tough calls here. Huge lead for Donald Martin. We're looking pretty good for most linebackers here. It's just I'm worried about someone swooping in by putting in more points for him. If we're going to get another member of the offensive line, it's not going to be Sean Roach, so he won't have any points put on him. Derek Williamson is someone we should probably put points onto. I'm going to leave Sanders there just in case by some miracle he does sign. Anderson could also be, I mean, he's a freaking 1-star. If he takes the deal, then whatever. We should be able to land one of those 2 tight ends, if not both of them. So then it comes down to the linebackers. Obviously, Donald Martin is the most important. Coe at least has a good rating, even though his star value is pretty low. Okay. You know what I just realized? Have I not been scheduling visits in the... This whole time, have I not been scheduling visits in the final recruitment window of the season? I mean, it's not a must-do situation. No, you can't schedule the visit anyway. Okay, it just says ready for visit, so... Okay, good. Good, thank God. Thank God that wasn't a mistake that was made. Look by overall here. So, these are all the guys that are left of ready to visit. How are we going to do this? We got quite a few points that we do need to put on here. There's only a refresh option. I can't freaking move people up the board anymore. Got 11,500 points. With Martin, I'm so worried about Bama swooping in for this guy. Especially given that we just lost a linebacker, so now we need freaking 5 or 4 of them instead of 3 of them. Derek Williamson would be great for the O-line, so we still have to push for him. Bump that up. Again, we're not worried about Brown at all. Not really worried about Sanders. Howell would need a good amount of points on him as well, especially since he's a 4-star and Notre Dame's fighting for him. I'd say that leaves us with 3 players to make sure we put points on. Yeah, it's 3 main dudes. So, mathematically, 11,500, you divide that by 3, it'd be 3,000 per. So if we do, it'd actually be 3,800 per. So if we do 3,000 per, and then use the extra to divvy up amongst who else is there, is that enough? Or will these other teams have more points to give out and just absolutely ruin it for us? Let's remove points there and there. I'll put them on 5, I guess. Just really quickly. That way I know that they need points, but I get a more accurate reading for how many points I have to divvy up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in theory, it is 400 points per person. Really 415. It was the next how do I intercept was the linebacker that left. 415 per person, again, might not be enough. But if that means we have to take on some walk-ons for depth this upcoming season, then so be it. Now, if we lose the battle from here, it is what it is. And we'll put those few extra points on the highest rated dude. We'll put them on Joel Co. I hope 3,000's enough, given we already have a near 5,000 point lead from Martin. We're behind on Williamson. We're a little bit behind for Howell. Just gotta hope for the best now. Gotta hope for the best. I need some sort of pick-me-up after a very up and down, hot and cold season. We need some good news here on the recruitment front. We did already have good news and a lot of red shirts not leaving. That is the good news that we needed. Martin, Williamson, Howell, Williams, Harris, Smith, the 4-star running back, tight end Chris Brown, middle linebacker Donovan Nunez. So that worked out pretty damn well. We didn't need Brown. The other linebackers were that they were. That worked out really well. Thank God. Thank God we have a top 10 class. Let's see just how far up there we were. 2 scholarships left, so a lot of people that we had already taken off the board also accepted scholarships that we had previously offered out, which is great news. As we had the 6th best class in the nation, 1 5-star, 8 4-stars, 10 3-stars, and 3 2-stars, only behind Michigan, Penn State, Ohio State, Georgia, and USC. That is a really, really good class for us, all things considered. Whew. We needed it too. We needed it. We needed it. You look at our signings. Wonder who's here. Got to be in the mix for the 3 stars. Couple of wide receivers that were 3 stars ended up signing. And a 2-star as well, a 2-star athlete. I mean, I'll take it. Gives us options. We do get a little bit of a pick-me-up. Again, that we, so desperately needed. In terms of position changes, let's see what happens here. John Paul Jones will be here for his senior year. He is going to be an absolute machine. We have invalid username, who's now a junior, who could be moved to running back or wide receiver if needed, instead of being the backup QB. But it might be best to have him at backup QB because he ended up playing at wide receiver quite a bit this year too. Obviously, we brought in Lance Woodard, but no touching is there as a sophomore, and no touching would probably end up being the backup quarterback due to injury. So I think we are good. No touching, can't move anywhere. I think we're good right there for the moment. At running back, Swab Me Porthole is shaping up to be our number 1. A-Craft Carrier behind him. Still probably best suited at running back to be the successor. William Henry Harrison Jr., who we got away with redshirting, which is insane. He or Carrier could either be a wideout or a running back. Tyler Bray, the 4-star back. Same thing, could be wideout if we need him to be. And then the 4-star John Smith, all 5'8" of them, is also a running back. At fullback, we brought in Lamont Whitaker. Would be a 73 tight end, would also be really good on the O-line. So we can consider that. YVAN at a 74. We'll have to consider a few things in regards to the tight end position. Matter of fact, I'm going to move these guys over there right now. Let's see who the best of the best is. I can't imagine we have any room at wide receiver for these guys here, but we'll see. So Laddie's I Can't Swim is shaping up to be the best of the bunch at an 83. You got Whitaker, who is 5 points better at a fullback. Laddie's is worse, so Whitaker probably will stay at fullback. Yvonne's definitely better there. Brown's actually better at tight end. And then hunky dory. So honestly, we are going to move Whitaker over to tight end. I said we'd probably have to use a fullback as a tight end convert. That's exactly what happened. Not too bad. In terms of the wideouts, this, without seeing the player training yet, is where we took our biggest hit, which is why moving running backs over might be the better way to go. And for shits and giggles, if we move... Actually, hold on. Before we even move Carrier, let's go to the athletes. Because we know we have Dan Rogers. 79 quarterback, 79 running back, 74 wideout. We move one of the other running backs to wideout, moves Rogers to running back instead of QB. Again, he would be an insane QB. Do we move invalid username over? And then put Dan Rogers at quarterback. He's good enough to be the backup now. It's just, do we redshirt him for a year so that we have him for 4? But if he were to leave, we'd be fucked. I mean, Woodard's not bad, but that's a 5-star athlete right there. Brian Butler, who's a junior, looks to be more offensive or a safety. Good to know. And then Eric Muhammad, 6'5", 244. So far is better at running back than wideout, but is definitely a defensive player. He could be a fucking bowling ball of a running back, though, couldn't he? Only has 71 break tackle, 60 trucking, 84 elusiveness. Has good spin move and juke. What the fuck? At his size, really. Like, there's no doubt he'd be better on the defensive side of the ball. His finesse moves suck. He's all power. His pursuit's really good, though. What the fuck? He could be our freaking William Perry. So we have Rogers Derrick Henry in disguise, right? I thought we had Derrick Henry in disguise. He just graduated. Yeah, there's going to be some more moves here. So again, we keep Dan Rogers at quarterback, move username from quarterback to running back. If we put Muhammad at running back for the moment, we'll see what that situation looks like. Butler could play anywhere on offense, but it's already so damn crowded. We'll put him in the secondary. So again, at quarterback, Jones, Rogers, Woodard, no touching. The running backs, Porthole has to be the starting running back this year, no doubt. Invalid username could still be moved over to wide receiver. Acraft Carrier is definitely a better running back than wideout. That's an 8-point drop-off. Whereas for username, it was only 3. William Henry Harrison Jr., definitely a running back as well. So it gets clogged up a little bit there. At least for this year. Eric Muhammad doesn't have too much of a breakthrough if he were to stay at running back. Again, Bray could also move to wideout. And then John Smith could as well, but he's certainly a better running back. Okay. Over here, Torpedo Dinghy. Definitely better. I want to see if anybody else here was someone who could move over to the defensive side of things. I mean, Domingo both meets. I mean, once upon a time could have been a safety. He can't be now. He's got to be a running back. We obviously moved username over. Crash is playing. Another big boy. 78. He's got to be a wideout. Bare Ass Birmingham. Could be a running back. Bare Ass Birmingham's got to go secondary at this point. There's just a lot of competition because we have to keep moving people over. I think he could be a really good offensive option, but with the wideouts we have and how easy it is to bring those type of players in. Because again, at running back, like, somebody else still has to go. So I hate to say it, but old Birmingham, you're getting moved over to the secondary. 3-star Travis Boyd. I mean, it's definitely a wide receiver or a running back. Derek Heath, another random 3-star that we ended up with. Definitely a wideout. Every touchdown, timeout Cody. Definitely a wideout. 3-star Deontay Henderson, he's not very good. And can't be switched anywhere. I mean, these are guys that are likely getting cut. And then Daryl Petway, I mean, if he were to stay, could be a running back instead. So, the running back situation. Porthole stays. Carrier drops by 8. Harrison drops by 7. Muhammad's the question mark right now. I mean, there is an argument to maybe move Tyler Bray over very fast. And Petway didn't really matter. Move Bray to wide out. Move Muhammad the defense. I mean, I think it would be hilarious to use Muhammad as a power back, but when the hell is he ever going to get a carry? He's not. He's just not. So, it would be hilarious, but it's not going to happen. I think we run with those 5. Obviously, cuts are still pending. Wide receiver, cuts are still pending, but with the username being over there, that only boosts up the wide receiver core that much better. Got our tight ends. Let's figure out what the hell this O-line looks like now. Now, I still think we've done okay in terms of recruitment, but we've also struggled the last few seasons in some ways just to get the sheer numbers that we're used to getting. This year was a little bit better, but still not necessarily ideal. And we move that one guy over to left guard instead. So let's see. Starbucks meme gets worse on the outside. Derek Williamson gets worse on the inside. So does Roughing the Passer. So does Ditka. Well, we're going to have to move people to the interior then, aren't we? Ron Lames to the interior. Huffman. Barnacle Boy, and CJ Nuggy Jones. So most of those guys are going to be in depth roles. Starbucks drops by 1. So does Williamson. Yeah, they're all about the same. Okay. Well, given that Roughing the Passer has pretty bad agility, he does have good awareness, though. It's a bit slow. We're going to put him at center. I don't think Jabron Lames is going to end up being a starter here. Call it a hunch. We need a backup center. Going to put Williamson at right tackle. Frankie JJ there too. We actually don't have enough people to at least have 2 on every spot, which is a little bit surprising. Technically, Whitaker was able to play the O-line and is very good at it. We technically only need 2 tight ends. That might be the way to do it. I think we start factoring in Whitaker as an option. I'm going to double check certain things, but that looks okay. Vaughn's a 66 tight end. Corey drops a bit further. Right? Both about a 7-point drop off. Either of you catch worth a damn? No. We'll just run with 2 tight ends. If it auto-signs somebody, then so be it. Fred Starbucks meme is the starter there. I mean, Jabron being the starter there doesn't make too much sense because we got other people who will be better. We need a better right guard, too. Yeah, this didn't really work out too well in terms of trying to get people into their best spot. Now we can just work with what works best. Put JJ at right guard. So it'll be better there, actually. Roughing the passer over. Whitaker's actually not going to get any better. So put him there. Ditka will improve. Move Jabron out. And that should be a little bit better. It's probably going to be the weakest version of an O-line that we've had in a long time. Eric Muhammad is way too goddamn fast. I mean, not way too fast to play defensive line, but again, we're just not getting the most out of him. He's not an amazing linebacker, but I think we can turn him into one. Because he just doesn't have space to work at running back. He doesn't. I want him to. But how the hell? He's never going to get carries over Carrier and Harrison Jr. He's just not. Whitaker was a 75 guard. Yeah. But again, we still have prospect development to come. So Frankie will end up being higher rated, so will Ditka. So if we put General Booty's going to get better, so he's fine there. Let's put Muhammad at linebacker. Mother Teresa might also work at linebacker now. That's fine there. Kyle Harris. Put you on the defensive line. Donald Martin's definitely staying at linebacker. Absolute beast. Those two are fine. Howell's fine. Nunez. Then we had random walk-on that we'll have to cut. Then Jacob Williams can also get put on the D-line. Let's see what we got here for the defensive line. Defensive tackle is taking a pretty huge hit. Richard Belding is going to end up being the starter there. Our D-line has taken a pretty big hit. It's the only way to put it. A lot of younger guys there, that's for sure. At linebacker, we have a lot of talent in that spot now. And again, for walk-on, I'll just make him a fucking punter. It doesn't matter. We're going to cut him anyway. Jojo, see ya later. So let's see who fits best where. -1 for Sujimoto. Martin dropped by 1. Right here goes up by 2. The boat goes up by 2. Rock goes up by 2. Muhammad stays the same. Howell stays the same. Beluga stays the same. Later drops by 1. Nunez stays the same. Teresa stays the same. Okay. So, we'll run Martin on the right. Hank Beluga on the right. Jojo, see you later on the right. And for the hell of it, put Donovan Nunez in the middle. So linebacker, we're looking a little bit more complete. And then bare-ass Birmingham gets moved to the secondary. Let's see what the secondary looks like now. They didn't have very good moments at the end of the season, but it's probably going to be the best it's ever looked. Again, we got quite a few guys in here that could have been offensive players, but it just wasn't really meant to be. We didn't have the space. And even now, the idea of like, oh, move him to running back, what space? Move him to wide out, what space, really? So she came down in a bubble, Doug. We really risked it by redshirting them for the past season. They get better by 2. Gump gets better by 5. Definitely a safety for us. Gump. Eye drop only gets better by 1. Not worth moving. I'm Afraid of Water gets better by 3. Now would be the right time to move I'm Afraid of Water back to wide receiver if we wanted to boost up that core a little bit more. And it could work because we got a couple of juniors in there. We'll consider that one. Goes down with the ship. Drops by 2. Could also move to wide receiver. Krusty Krab only goes up by 1. Could move to wide receiver or running back. We don't need the running back spot. Swabby goes up by 4. We'll move Swabby to safety. Oh my god, up by 5. You are a safety. Ho Robinson, up by 6. Definitely a safety. Birth control. Stays at corner. Bare-ass Birmingham goes up by 3. Honestly, dropping back to wide out might not be the worst idea. Brian Butler goes up by 3. We'll move you to safety. Magically Delicious goes up by 9. No doubt a safety. And then Will Long stays the same. So we got 3 safeties there. There's no denying between I'm Afraid of Water and Krusty Krab, maybe even bare-ass Birmingham, someone could move to wide out. Somebody could. 79 catch rating right now for of Water. You have Birmingham at a 77. Birmingham's the one that needs the speed to go up a little bit. 90 speed for With the Ship. 95 speed for Krusty Krab. I mean, you talk about turning that into an attacking option. We do have bare-ass Birmingham at 6'3". And again, if we make that change, we got the set of juniors. They would, whoever moves is probably the 4th best wideout this year, though. Probably only 4th best. Maybe they stay then. And we just look to bring in wideouts next year because that would make the secondary awesome. I mean, bare-ass Birmingham would be pretty heavily affected. I'd like to free up a spot for them, but that secondary would be pretty gross. And let's be honest, we kind of need improvements there. Drop by 4 for Gump. Oh my god, gets better by 1. Deckhand drops by 3. Robinson gets better by 1. Delicious stays the same. Butler drops. So we are stacked in the safety position. It's just whether or not we want one more wideout in the mix. Even though, again, they'd be 4th best. Now would be the time to move them, though. Because a lot of these freshmen, I mean, outside of Tyler Bray, they're not looking that good. We could use another really good option. So, you know, go back to corner. But then again, we got 2 senior corners. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. A lot of different ways you could go about it. I think we have decided what the team looks like for this season. Training results up next. And now we'll get a look. Oh, baby. 99 overall, John Paul Jones. The goal this year is simple. National title.